Thank you very much, Hudson.
Tonight, I have a co-host Tanya here, and we're sitting here with Trevor Hurst from the band Econoline Crush. So I guess to start off, my main question is, since you guys reunited back in the day there, 2007 I believe it was?
Yes.
Tell me how that came about. What made you guys sit and decide that you guys were ready to take another stab at it and hit the road again, and how's it been for you guys so far?
Well, I never really stopped doing music, and when I was doing this Hearst project, I was on the road a lot. There was a lot of demand for, I'd meet people at the shows, and they talk about Econoline Crush. They talk about what the songs meant to them, what the just their whole experience with the CDs and stuff, and it just became apparent that everybody really wanted to see the band again. And we'd never lost contact. We were always talking. Everybody was always talking. It's just we were all in different places in our lives. And so it sort of just lined up, and it was like, okay, well, we did a short little run at the end of 2006 where we played Boxing Day to New Year's, and it was really successful, and people really dug it. So we just decided to go out and play more shows, and we went back into the studio and did an album with Sylvia Massey called Ignite, and that did okay. And it just sort of snowballed from there. And then just recently, we had asked Rob to be a part of it. He wasn't ready then, but he came back, and so now the three core members have reunited, and it's just been really amazing.
Do the fans' stories and experiences on the band really help the experience of saying we need to get this going again? We need to give these guys what they want.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to hear people talk about their being in detention at school or having an exam at university, and just listening to the records and listening to the songs and what they mean to them, or what they got them through. A lot of people telling me stories, horror stories about breakups, and then this album helped me get through it. And I don't know, it's cool. It's cool to have that feedback, because sometimes you're in your bubble with your music and you don't realize that, people actually do listen to this stuff and take it, Right. I mean, we know people like it and it gets on the radio, but you don't know how much it affects sometimes people's lives.
I guess that leads me to the next question. You guys are no strangers to the festival circuit and the big clubs and some of the tours you've been on, but this tour was really unique for me because you're playing a lot of the smaller clubs and a lot of the towns that normally wouldn't have the chance to see Econoline Crush. Yeah. How is that for you guys? Because it's a whole new audience that may not have been able to travel to the Reginas, maybe to the Winnipegs or wherever it may be. How does that differentiate from the bigger club shows?
I mean, for the most part, it's a very positive experience because it is, you're getting to, like you say, reach markets that some otherwise wouldn't see you.
Right.
And other times it's just a more intimate setting. And I think for us as a band, being able to actually, interact with the audience after the show and hear this, like as we said, the stories
Right.
and stuff, it just means that much more. It's that much more exciting.
As far as the live performance now, I know from myself, I'm going to be stoked when I hear Wicked come up. What's the difference for you as as the actual band playing a song like Wicked and hearing the crowd react from the early Affliction days, and then hearing All That You Are that everybody knows because of the radio success?
Well, it's cool, and there's also, yeah, like you say, there's the radio hits, and then there's the hits that sort of maybe Much Music made happen and maybe wasn't so big with radio as Wicked was,
Right.
or even going back to Purge with TDM, we
Right.
play that. I think it's kind of fun. I like looking out, and you see somebody singing every word, and it's a cool experience because you remember, like, one of the things that a tour like this does is it brings back the memories of when you started.
It's like a huge reuniting.
Yeah, it sort of ignites like all these past memories, and I can remember actually writing the songs. You remember sitting there and scratching out lines and writing new lines and going over and over the music, and then you think, God, you never knew where it would take you. And now that we kind of have this greatest hits package and we have this thing going on, you have this retrospective where you're looking at it and you're going, wow, this took me farther than I ever dreamt. I got to go around the world. I got to do all these things. I met all these people. It's just a really different sort of perspective. Before you were kind of gunning for stardom and the cover of the Rolling Stone. Now, you're kind of settled into your career. It's just a different perspective.
Did you guys ever sit before you released the Surefire Greatest Hits and say, wow, like on how much you've actually released, and then does that help the process of saying we got to get back on the road and push you to write a new album?
Well, I didn't really want to release the Greatest Hits. I was like, man, that's like the death nail for a band. It's like, okay, here it is. The Greatest
That's like
Hits.
the farewell.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's done, and I didn't really want to do that. But the way it was put to me was, look, it's just a collection of what you've done, and we're still recording. We've just recorded 3 songs, and we're doing more, and so I was okay with it. But it did freak me out. I got to admit, I was like, I'm not ready to say that's this is the greatest hits.
Do you think at the same time it was the perfect timing, reuniting and refreshing everybody's memory of what Econoline Crush brought us?
Yeah,
and getting them stoked for the new tour?
I think so, and I think it's good timing. Just